Reports are coming out that Jamal Adams is expected to skip voluntary workouts. What does that mean for the New York Jets?
Jets, Jets, Jets!
Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Guys, 7 p.m. on draft night, I'm going to be going live right here on Jets Talk 24/7 with Green Bean, Matt O'Leary, and Gangrene David. So if you want to call in and talk all the Jets-related news, their first-round pick, what they should do in their future pick, should they make any trades, make sure you tune into that, and I will leave a link to that in the description down below. Also, make sure you get into the first-round mock draft contest. There's only a few more days to get into that. But let's talk about the news for today. So Adam Schefter released a tweet today, and let's pull up the exact tweet and read it word for word. When the NFL's virtual offseason program opens this month, Jets All-Pro safety Jamal Adams is not expected to participate per league sources. The Jets have not expressed any official interest in extending Jamal thus far in the offseason per source. So I know what you guys are thinking. You're going to say, hey, Jets Talk really wants to trade Jamal Adams. He's out the door. He's done with this. Whatever. Not necessarily. I'm not overly crazy about someone skipping voluntary workouts. It's part of the CBA, so you can skip it if you want. I'm not going to get myself all worked up about that. Now, this is going to be more of an issue if he decides to start skipping the mandatory practices, because if he starts skipping mandatory practices during training camp, that's when the CBA kicks in and you actually lose an accrued season towards free agency, and that's interesting, but also doesn't really mean much for Jamal. In order to hit free agency, you need at least 3 accrued seasons in the NFL, and Jamal already has those 3, so even if he were to hold out, he has the necessary amount of seasons to become a free agent in 2 years if we don't use the franchise tag on him. So I'm not overly concerned right now with him missing voluntary workouts, but what I do find interesting is the timing of this tweet, because it's saying per league sources, and I guess you could always say, hey, Schefter's just taking a stab in the dark. This is what's, sort of expected, and he's just trying to stir the pot. That's certainly a possibility. I think that's one of the 3 possibilities. One of those options is that the Jets are potentially shopping Jamal. Maybe the Jets release this info, and they're saying, hey, you know what? We are still kind of open for business for Jamal. Make us an offer. Let's see if we can find something that we cannot refuse, and we're open for business. Let's see what is out there for us and what our total options are. The third option, and one that's a little more concerning to me, is that Jamal leaked this because he wants to be traded. And hear me out. This is something that I don't necessarily 110% believe in, but it's a possibility. Let's read the last sentence of that tweet again. The Jets have not expressed any official interest in extending Jamal thus far in the offseason. Why would the Jets do that? If the Jets are leaking this info and they're saying they're not expressing any interest in extending Jamal, that feels like a very odd thing to say. You're not going to help your trade talks by saying, oh, we don't have any expectations to extend him right now. This feels very much like Jamal wants to get his contract done before this season. And I could see Jamal's agent and Jamal maybe leaking this out like, hey, look, they haven't expressed interest right now in extending a contract. We know Douglas wants to make him a lifetime Jet. We heard that at the Combine. But they haven't expressed interest so far this offseason. You could look at that as Jamal trying to push his way, for a new contract or push his way into a trade scenario. Because Jamal knows that if he wants to play for another team, the best time for that to happen is just before the draft when the Jets can get the most compensation possible. It's very interesting. I don't know. I think this is probably a little bit of all 3 of these things. Like, I'm sure Schefter has talked with the Jets. They know they're not looking at extending Jamal right now. We have Jamal under contract for the next 3 years. So there's really no rush to make Jamal the highest paid safety and lose out on all the benefits of that 5-year rookie contract. So I don't think it's too far of a leap to say that this is just a bunch of conjecture from all different angles. From Jamal's point of view, he wants his money. The Jets' point of view, we want to see what's on the table. Schefter's point of view, let's get some clickbait. Let me know what you think of the tweet down below in the comments. Does it mean anything for the New York Jets? Is it just kind of fluff before the draft because there's no sports going on? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, go Jets.